Hi guys, in this lesson you're going to learn how to apply the basic concept we talked about in the previous lesson to a sphere. Then we'll paint a portrait, but no rush, let's go one step at a time. This is the sphere we're going to paint. I've marked the important areas to work on and the key is on the side. Number 1 is our most intense light. After this one, the rest of the tones will be darker. It's something important to remember. Number 2 is our main area of light before we reach our shadows. Number 3 is the darkest shadow. This goes right after the shading, so it's quite a bit darker than the light area. Number 4 is called the Terminator. The Terminator is a darker area of light because it's the area with the least amount of reflection from the surface. Number 5 is the shading. This covers all the shaded area up to the Terminator. Number 6 is the reflection. In this area, the light bounces off the surface and generates a small area of light. Now this is really important. This light can never compete with the darker light, number 3. It's important because mistakes are often made when this is ignored. Number 7 is the accent. The light bounces on and off the surface of the sphere, but it loses energy as it does, so this area receives the least amount of light, therefore it's the darkest. Number 8 is the Umbra, and this is the innermost and darkest part of the cast shadow. Number 9 is the Penumbra. This is the area of the cast shadow where the light source is obscured. Well, I think that's enough. You have all you need to know about light theory, so let's start painting. So we have our blank canvas, and the first thing we'll do is create a new layer. Fill this layer with a neutral grey, and this will be the background for our drawing. You should always use a neutral grey when you're shaping an object with light and shade, as the grey acts as a base tone from which we can increase the light or lower the tone of the shading. A white background is not really recommended, as you can't apply more light than the actual canvas and you might get a bit lost when applying the shading. Create a new layer where we're going to start drawing. I'm going to use a rectangle-shaped paintbrush. I'm looking for a stroke similar to that of a paintbrush. To add light and shadow, I recommend a painterly style brush like the one I'm using, or at least a soft one. Online you can find a great variety of nice brushes that can achieve this effect. Obviously first we need to draw our sphere. Don't worry if it isn't perfect, as we'll shape it when we apply the light and the shading. Although you should always take care when you are drawing. It's very important, as you see here, to establish our light source. As we learned in the previous lesson, the light source defines the final product depending on the areas of light and shadow. Does the light come from the front or the back? I recommend you place the light source at the front and from a top corner. This is because this way we'll understand the shaping of the sphere much better, as with this type of lighting, all the areas of light and shadow are easily identified. When we're painting a portrait, using the lighting this way will always give us great results. We'll draw the line that divides the area of light from the shadow and fill in the shadow. We'll also draw the outline of the cast shadow on the surface following the direction of the light source. Remember the Terminator? The area between the light and shadow that reflects the least amount of light? From here we'll find the shading of the sphere. It's important that for your shading to look good, you apply it in the same direction as the object, meaning from top to bottom and following the curve of the sphere. Remember this because if you shade in other directions, your drawing will look a little strange. As you can see, I've left an area a bit lighter where the shadow ends. This is because the surface on which the object sits reflects the light. The darker light we're applying from the Terminator can never compete with the reflection on the shadow. That's really important to remember, otherwise we will have completely ruined our shape. As I told you in the previous lesson, the simultaneous contrast could be a problem here, because our eyes could make the mistake of seeing both areas as the same tone. To avoid doubt, there are 2 tricks we could use. The first is to squint and make sure that the reflection is darker, Or the second, if you're shaping your sphere on a software program, remove the tones from the sphere and compare them. This might surprise you. It still surprises me sometimes when I realize the tones aren't as close as I thought. Apply the light gradually and carefully. Establish the point where the light is the most intense, and from that point, everything else will be darker. Also, establish your darkest shadow on the accent where the sphere meets the surface. You now have the basic elements of your drawing. See that the tones work together. If you're happy with everything, you just need to carry on shaping and blending the entire sphere very patiently with your brush. Use the eraser to clean up the edges and outline of the sphere to define its shape. When you paint the cast shadow, bear in mind that the ends will fade as we go further away from the object because the light is losing intensity as it travels through space. So here is the finished sphere. I hope you found this exercise fun and you didn't think it was too boring. In any case, it's necessary in order to properly understand how the light works and how to apply it. If you know how to shape the sphere, then you'll find the portrait much easier. And that's what we're going to do in our next lesson, so I'll see you there.